Greetings, friends. I'm AK.
And I'm Laura.
And we are
The Chainsaw Girls. On today's episode, oh boy, I'm so excited. We are covering a genre that I would say is my absolute freaking favorite. It's a badass slasher. It's a newer film, 2024. We are covering In a Violent Nature.
It is a slasher from the killer's perspective.
Dude.
I love this movie.
I'm obsessed with this movie. I am so excited to dive into it because there are so many. I'm going to gush this whole fucking episode for sure. Oh my God, I've already dropped an F-bomb.
What's new?
This was written and directed by Chris Nash. And can I just say, this is a Canadian film filmed in Ontario.
Yes, I had no idea until recently.
Dude, you know how excited I was when I went, oh my God, it's Ontario. It was filmed close to Sault Ste. Marie.
Isn't that close to Michigan too?
I wish I knew.
Sorry, I put you on the spot with geography, but I'm going to look into it, okay? And I'll let you know later.
Why did I think the Sioux was a different direction? But honestly, I'm a little directionally challenged, so not so sure about that. This movie had a budget of around $600K, which is extremely low budget, but it did gross $4.5 million, so it did well. And it is a Shudder film.
Original.
It's a Shudder original, and we love Shudder here. We stan Shudder.
Yes.
Honestly, I think Shudder is my favorite streaming platform because I spend the most time on it.
I'm obsessed with Shudder, and can I just tell you, I got a new TV. I got an LG.
Okay.
And I was so sad that for some reason I could not get the Shudder app on this TV.
No.
And I was about to take this bitch back.
I would because that's annoying.
That's how serious it was.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I was able to finagle it a little bit with a Roku stick. I can now get the Shudder app through that. And now I can watch Shudder on my TV and everything is okay. And I'm not going to set the whole thing on fire.
Oh, good. Yeah, don't pull a Laura. Absolutely not.
I do have a little geography lesson for you really quick.
Yes.
So Sault Ste. Marie is right across from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Okay.
There's also, if I'm not mistaken, what I'm seeing here, it looks like Sault Ste. Marie might be a city in Ontario and across the lake in Michigan as well.
Oh, okay.
Like there's one on each side.
So it's a border right there.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know that I've ever been to Sault Ste. Marie.
I haven't. I have been to the UP, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, for my Upers out there, but not in that direction.
Interesting. This film was filmed around Sault Ste. Marie, but specifically Algoma District, Ontario, which is sort of like, I would think it's rural.
I just started laughing.
No,
Did you ever start yapping? Yeah. And then you're like, why am I going on about this? That's what I just thought about myself.
I felt like Michael Scott just
now. No, you're fine. I was like, why did I really look this up? Because I said I was going to, so I felt like I had to.
Bro, I literally, as I was talking, I was like, I feel like it's rural. Like, girl, what are you saying?
Rural? That's a hard word to say.
It is a really tough word.
Rural. We're moving on.
Moving on. So, but a little fun fact about this film before we dive into it. They did run into a couple of issues filming. So originally they shot at Kawartha Lakes. I'm probably mispronouncing that. And gosh darn it, I'm so sorry. Which is another spot in Ontario. But after about 4 weeks of shooting, the lead actor that they had playing Johnny had some kind of medical emergency and they had to reshoot a lot of the film. They originally thought, oh, we'll just do pickup shots, whatever. But because it was just so obvious by the small little movements, even the way the gait, the way that the actor walks, moves was so different from the original actor that they had to reshoot a fuck ton of the film. And they switched locations because Chris Nash, I was watching so many interviews with him, but he talks about how he originally wanted to film closer to where he was from, the woods, the forest area where he's from in Kawartha Lakes, Ontario. So he actually got to film where he wanted to film, which was different from the original shooting. But Nash does say in the end, and I loved that he said this, but in the end, like, everything worked out the way that it was supposed to. And he did something like, you know, the universe works out the way it's supposed to or something. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, man, like that. Because it did turn out to be a great film, but it does sound like it was a challenge.
So Rye Barrett plays Johnny. Is that the actor who picked up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So it all worked out. but it just sounds like they, ran into some issues.
Yeah.
And it's a very low budget. It's like a skeleton crew,
Mhm.
which makes me love it even more, obviously.
Yeah,
But I can go into like more stuff later.
for sure.
hmm
Should we read the IMDb?
Oh my gosh, let's do it. Okay. When a locket is removed from a collapsed fire tower in the woods that entombs the rotting corpse of Johnny, a vengeful spirit spurred on by a horrific 70-year-old crime, his body is resurrected and becomes hellbent on retrieving it.
Correct.
That is correct. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Are you on the side of Johnny or are you on the side of his victims?
Mm, well, I feel very split between the friend group in general.
Oh, okay. We
So
can get
there are
into that.
certain friends
Mhm.
that I could not wait for them to meet their demise,
Mhm.
and then other ones that I was, I felt a little more empathy for.
Mm.
So I feel like I already know your answer.
Oh, I'm so on Johnny's side.
Okay,
Yes,
that's what I thought.
100%. Listen, they took his locket, man. It was his mother's.
But not they.
Troy.
One person took his locket, and then everyone has to suffer for it. In a violent nature, if you will.
I love
Roll
that.
credits.
Listen, I love that. That was great. That was so good. Should we just hop right into the episode and
Let's do it.
Let's
I
do it.
think that the IMDb really covers this first scene, but we'll walk you through it anyway.
Mhm.
So we open up with the title card while we just hear leaves crunching.
Dude, can we just talk about and mention there is no score?
There's no music.
There's no music unless you're hearing music from the actual characters listening to music. It is so quiet throughout this film.
Yeah.
The tension building,
Mhm.
unmatched. Love it.
And it does start off very slow. So if you're not expecting that, I could see where someone might be like, what is going on?
For sure.
But they build it so well and the payoff is worth it.
Agreed 100%. And I really love the simplicity of the title screen where we see IFC films, we see Shudder Original, we see, the director, and then we see In a Violent Nature.
Just black and white.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Like the simplicity of it matches the film so well.
Right.
Ugh, love it. I know I'm going to gush this whole time. I'm so sorry.
As you should. So we hold on this shot of what appears to be this old rotting boards and a window frame covered in moss. This is the collapsed fire tower. I did not know what to call this at first.
I called it a makeshift mausoleum.
I called it a cabin. But then I was like, it's too small to be a cabin. Maybe it's a large outhouse.
Okay. The reason I thought it was a mausoleum is because one of them says, well, isn't this a graveyard? So I was like, oh, they built Johnny a mausoleum out of wood.
Out of wood.
Sad.
Did not last. So
Sorry, I'm going to hop in with one thing.
yes, please do.
This film, it was filmed on an aspect ratio of 1:37:1, which is known as the Academy ratio, which when you watch the film, you'll notice we're watching it on a box screen.
Yes.
Very similar to a television, and that was intended. Like Chris Nash talks about how he wanted this film to feel like the slashers that he watched growing up.
In the 80s.
So they filmed it like that, and I love it. It has a little bit of grain to it too.
Yep.
Ooh, it's so good. So
Yeah, this is definitely a homage, a love letter to slashers from the 80s.
And like one thing I just wanted to point out, this film was shot in an aspect ratio of 1:37:1, which is known as the Academy ratio. And it essentially makes it look like you're watching this on a television. It's kind of squared and boxy,
Yeah.
which I love. And Chris Nash talks about how he wanted it to really feel like the slasher movies that he grew up on, what he used to watch when he was a kid.
In the 80s.
In the 80s.
Yes.
So it looks very much like you're watching an old school film. And somehow they've also managed to sort of add a different take on the classic slasher by the POV of the killer.
They subverted the tropes of the 80s slashers so well. We'll get into it because it's the whole movie, I feel like, is a subversion.
Oh no, for sure. And like I know a lot of people say there's a lot of walking, but I love it.
Yeah, there is a lot of walking. They're not wrong.
I love it.
But like I said, it's a slow build.
It's a slow build and there's a lot of long shots.
Yeah.
Long tracking shots for sure.
The important thing for me is that the build pays off.
Yeah.
And when I feel like people who complain about the walking, they're probably watching this on their phone
I was
at the
just
same
gonna
time
say, or they are so hooked on TikTok that they no, I'm just kidding. No, but it's true. A lot of
that they
people
need that instant dopamine. They're like,
yes.
do something. But like,
No, but people do complain about that. They
yeah,
complain that, oh, they can't hold their attention to it. And
yeah.
I don't know. I personally like that it's completely slows the pace down
Hmm.
and it forces you to sit in the moment because the forest is a character in this movie,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Any hoogly boos.
So back to the scene
Yes, we're in an old cemetery.
in an old cemetery
I wrote that I originally thought was a house.
that I originally thought was a large outhouse, maybe question mark.
Mhm.
But we hear the voices. We don't see them. We just hear the voices of three guys. This
Mhm.
is, I believe,
Mhm.
Colt, Evan, and Troy.
Yes, correct. Colt is played by Cameron Love. Aaron is also there.
So we see this shot just being held on this mossy frame. We don't see the guys, but there are three guys here: Colt, Aaron, and Troy.
Yes. Aaron is played by Sam Rolston. Colt is played by Cameron Love.
And Troy is Liam Leone. Or Leone. I might be pronouncing that wrong.
And they're kind of having this little discussion about a gold necklace.
Yes.
Okay. And I personally just think the shot is so cool of the necklace. Like, because you don't see it yet.
Right.
We don't see anything yet. We're just listening to this conversation and seeing the inside of this like dilapidated
Firehouse.
firehouse.
Yeah. So Troy is like, oh, it might be made out of gold. Colt tells them you need to leave it. It's probably there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron mentions the graveyard thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
then-
he mentioned something about the White Pine slaughter.
Yes. And I thought he said White Plains slaughter. And
So
I
did
was
I.
like, oh, White Plains, New York. It's not. And I didn't realize that until way later in the movie and I had to go back and change it. But yes, they're like, whatever, you're full of shit. Let's head back.
Mhm.
They mention some girls are waiting for them. They mention some girls that were at the gas station. I don't know what they were doing in the woods, maybe peeing, maybe just exploring.
Yeah, I think it was probably a little bit, maybe looking for firewood. I mean,
Yeah.
they do have a fire eventually.
Yeah. But two of them start to walk away talking about those girls at the gas station. And then we see a hand take the necklace that's hanging on like this pipe
Mhm.
without the other two noticing.
Mm-hmm.
It was just hanging on this rusty pipe, and then they all leave. The shot stays here on this pipe, and then
Mhm.
we start to hear a rumbling almost off in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly, very slowly, the pipe starts to move.
And I really love too that like the necklace is not the focus right away.
Yeah.
But then eventually it comes into focus.
Mhm.
And I like right away that they establish the storytelling. So we're going to be learning the story through these characters, through the POV of Johnny.
Which I love because we're getting the opposite of what we have in a normal 80s slasher. So
Exactly.
everything that happens from the teen perspective, like in an 80s slasher,
Mhm.
you're hearing it like, oh, this is what grabbed the killer's attention. Oh, this is what he's hearing. This is why he went toward them.
Exactly. I love that. And I like that they establish it right away. So we know, oh, okay. So we're learning what's happening through the narration of these characters that we're overhearing.
Right.
Thought that was really clever.
Yeah. So out of the fucking ground
And
crawls.
it's sorry. I'm so sorry.
No,
Can
no,
I
you're
say
good.
one more
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
I just think it's beautiful.
Oh,
Like
it is.
I feel like everything in this film, even though it's so graphic at times, it's shot beautifully.
Yeah, it really is.
And this whole scene I thought was beautiful. Even the rumbling and tumbling, because it's so it's distressing. You're like,
Yeah.
what is that sound?
Yeah, it's like you said, the forest is a character itself.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
cool. Mhm.
But yes, out of the fucking ground crawls our undead killer, Johnny.
It's our guy.
We do not see his face for a long time, but we will eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you going to do when you just rose from the dead and someone took your necklace? You start walking.
You sure do. You
For
want
a-
to find out who took that necklace.
And you're going to walk for a long time. So we get that POV from behind him. It's not like his POV. We're just watching him. And we're watching him walk slowly through the woods.
It's almost like reality TV. Like we're the documentary crew
Yeah.
following him as he does this mundane sort of trek through the woods.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We see that there are a bunch of bear traps placed all around. One has a very decayed animal in it, maybe like a coyote.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just kind of focused on this. He notices there's a camera set up like hunters use on the tree.
The markers, he notices the pink markers. And something else that I just wanted to like point out here, like the pacing, it feels very real to life. I think that's why I like it so much.
Yeah.
Because things do take time. Like things
Right.
in life do build. And I really like that it's just sort of, it's so paced. It's paced slowly. So you just sort of have to be paying attention. And all these little things, like he passes the bear trap. Then when he sees the coyote or whatever's caught in the trap, he kind of kicks it a little bit and he's observing everything around him.
Right.
And every single thing you see, it matters to what happens later. And I just think that is so well done.
Yeah. And then someone starts laying on their horn in the distance, which catches Johnny's attention.
Oh, also, can we say that Johnny, when he comes out of the grave, he stands up, looks forward, and then sort of like lets out a sigh. Like his shoulders come up and then he lets them down. And it's just, to me, it's this moment of like, someone took the necklace again.
Now I gotta go fucking kill everyone.
Now I have to kill just everyone in my path.
Anyone and anything in my sight.
Like, I don't know. It's so minor and small, but I just loved it. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I loved the horn because it explained why his attention was even on the kids. He doesn't just show up at this cabin. He's not teleporting. We see it takes him a long time to get places.
Yep.
He is distracted by them being loud and obnoxious, like every time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
They lead him to them every time.
Like they tell on themselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So horn is blaring. He starts walking in that direction naturally.
Mhm.
We can hear two men arguing in the distance.
Mm-hmm.
We find out this is a local ranger yelling at Chuck, this man at his home,
Mm-hmm.
for all the traps that he has laid in this park. So these are all laid by Chuck.
Yes, Chuck is laying bear traps in a national conservation area, which is insane. And also, we get a decent look at Johnny here. We're not going to see his face yet, but I feel like we should describe him because he is a big fellow.
Yeah.
He's a very big dude. Okay. He's got big ass hands and they're bloody. And I thought that was a nice touch because I'm assuming they're bloody because he had to claw his way out of his grave.
Maybe.
And I don't know. It's like a little slice of humanity to me that his hands are bloody.
Yeah. He was very much giving Jason and Michael to me, a little combination of both.
For sure. I agree with you 100%. There's definitely Jason Voorhees vibes. And let's be honest, I don't think he smells very good.
He is always buzzing.
He's always buzzing with flies. And I love it though, because again, the flies are going to come into play later in the movie.
Yeah.
So we love that. I meant to say film and movie and it came out.
And I was like,
Milm.
yeah,
Milm.
milm in the milm.
You're like, yes, girl, you got it.
But I know exactly what you meant. And so did everyone else. So the ranger and Chuck are threatening each other. We hear in the distance.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Johnny's just walking slowly up to the house. Neither of them notice. He is kind of behind a barn at this point.
Mhm.
The ranger ends up driving away. The man walks into his house, cussing the ranger out.
Also, the ranger says to him, don't leave your traps in the forest because you might catch something that you don't want to, basically.
Didn't he say something like you might catch or something's going to walk through that trap that you don't want to or something?
Yeah, like alluding to maybe our ranger knows something here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe.
Maybe.
So Chuck walks into the house. Johnny walks in behind him. Chuck ends up walking out the front and like walking around. I don't really know what he was doing with his shotgun. I think he was making sure the ranger left.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Johnny goes into the house. He sees in a mirror that there's a gold necklace hanging behind him. Then he sees a flashback in the mirror of who I'm going to guess is his dad giving him his mother's gold necklace so that she'll always be with him.
Yeah, this is Johnny's dad. I think this is what sold him. I was like,
yeah.
he lost his mom. And when you get like the backstory of him, it's really sad, man.
Yeah,
it's
and they
very
give it-
Jason to me.
Oh, yeah. Very Jason.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to grab this necklace, and the homeowner, we hear, cocks his shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks it's the ranger in his house. Surprise, surprise, it's our boy, Johnny. Johnny reveals his face to Chuck. We don't see it yet, but Chuck is like, what the hell?
Yo, Chuck, actually, his reaction is scary to me. It is terrifying because Chuck goes from being like, I'm going to shoot your ass to absolutely scared out of his pants.
Like shitting his pants.
Like, dude, he runs out of that house and he's like, no, please, someone help. Like, it's,
I didn't do anything to you.
it's, say something. Like, it, because Johnny does not talk. I feel like that's important to note. He doesn't talk. He's a silent guy. He doesn't say a lot. And Chuck is just like arguing with him to leave him alone and runs into the forest. And
Yeah.
at no point does our man chase him.
Nope.
No, he just stalks after him at a nice pace.
Yep, and he doesn't need to run because the man is eventually going to fall into one of his own bear traps. A little poetic justice, if you will.
The irony. He's also wearing a hat that says #1 motherfucker.
That was my next note.
My gosh.
So Johnny slowly reaches his hand toward the man's face. I love the shot. It was so cool.
Oh,
We
amazing.
just see his hand slowly moving toward the man's face. The man is just screaming. I keep calling him the man. It's Chuck. Just screaming. And then the camera cuts directly to the same position of his hand, except now his hand is covered in blood, reaching for that necklace.
Dude, and he's like dripping. It's like dripping. So you know something real bad happened. Also, we hear the flies again.
Yeah.
And he picks the necklace up, he inspects it, and then he's like, ugh, this is not my necklace, and just tosses it.
And the necklace also says #1 motherfucker.
I mean, listen, he's got a brand. He knows his brand.
He does. That's his catchphrase.
Good branding.
So he drops it. He starts walking again. As he's walking, we see the blood-covered #1 motherfucker hat on the ground. Johnny walks past the body of Chuck. We don't see it up close, but you see it in the background, and it's kind of blurry.
Dude, he has no face.
Yeah, he looks like he was mangled.
Oh, it looks like Johnny punched right through his face.
Yeah, he probably did.
Absolutely.
So now Johnny hears a car full of kids driving down the highway. We just hear like the typical like, whoa, as they're driving.
And we also hear gunshots going off.
Oh, yeah. Like who? Don't do that.
Troy, for sure.
That stresses me out. When people just shoot up into the air,
No,
that
I
really
can't.
stresses me out.
Dude, I cannot.
You don't know where that bullet's going to fall.
I'm with you 100%.
That really scares me,
Honestly,
like, genuinely.
Anybody pulls a gun out and Laura's out of there.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So now we cut to nighttime. Johnny is still walking. So yeah, they don't show you the whole time. It's not like we literally just follow him real time walking because that would take, hours and hours. But now we hear more gunshots.
Mm-hmm.
He follows them and he finds these kids around their campfire just randomly shooting these guns.
Yeah. And we're going to kind of find out these are our main players here, okay?
Yeah.
We've got Troy, who took the necklace. We'll find out. Chris, who's his girlfriend. Colt, who is Chris's friend. And there's some kind of dynamic here where I would say Colt and Chris like each other, but I don't know. We'll find that out. Aurora is another one. She's our yoga gal. Brody, I could not figure out what her name was for half the film. I was getting so annoyed because they mention her, but they never specifically say to her,
Right.
hey, Brody.
Yeah.
So for half the movie, I was like, who is this girl?
I only knew because I looked up the cast beforehand.
Afterwards, I did. And I went, who are you? Okay, anyway. So we got Brody, we got Aaron, and we got Evan.
Yes. And they did a good job giving us our, what do I call this? Our 80s teen horror tropes.
I mean, the whole campfire scene is so Friday the 13th. I loved it.
Yeah. I feel like Chris is our final girl.
Mhm.
Obviously, we're giving spoilers in this podcast. Brody, I feel like maybe is a little bit of a stoner.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Aurora is like the hot girl.
She's a hot girl, but I liked Aurora.
Oh, me too.
I feel like she's more than just a hot girl.
She wasn't like the bitch hot girl.
Not at all. She's more of the like, I love when she gets everyone to take a picture.
Yeah.
Like everyone needs an Aurora in the group.
She's the influencer.
Listen, you're going to get some great photos if you're
Yeah.
with Aurora.
She knows the good lighting.
She's got you.
Troy is the asshole boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Colt is like the sad boy who should be with the final girl.
Colt is my type, straight up. Fuck.
Aaron is the comedian of the group.
Yeah. And I think he's also a stoner. They all kind of seem like stoners.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely like the class clown.
Yeah, yes, there you go.
Mhm.
And Evan is the guy who you don't really know who he is until he randomly appears later in the movie and you're like, oh yeah, he's a part of the group.
He's one of the bodies.
Yeah, he's a body.
Mm-hmm.
And the bodies are going to hit the floor.
Oh, AK.
Wait, who was that? Was that
Drowning Pool,
Okay.
baby.
I didn't want to say the wrong band.
Good for you, man. I liked that.
I almost said Disturbed, but
You were close, though. It's okay. You didn't say it. That's the point.
I didn't even have to tell you that. But I'm just keeping it real. Okay.
You know what it is? You're an honest gal.
Thanks.
We appreciate that.
So Chris goes, we get it, guys. Your dicks are fucking huge and you're definitely not compensating for anything, which I loved.
Yeah, because there's tension here. Colt and Troy are kind of bickering with each other a little bit.
Yeah, there is fun banter with the friend group too. I think they do a great job where there is dialogue of making this seem like a real friend group.
Absolutely. And we're going to find out too, Colt is friends with Chris. So I don't even know if Colt is like in with the friend group as much as he is her +1 to the camping trip. Troy's not happy about this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he's going through some shit and she felt bad, so she invited him, but we'll find out more. And they're like joking about Troy's dick size, the usual between friend groups, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But they all are pretty tight besides Colt.
Yeah, I would
Yep.
agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
We're going to get some lore here, which I love.
Oh, you mean the awkward ass comment?
Oh,
Wait, which part?
I was talking about the White Pines slaughter lore.
Oh shit. Okay, before that,
Uh-huh.
specifically what Troy says out of nowhere, he goes to Colt. Yeah, my girl's hilarious, isn't she, Colt? And I was like, that's where you first learn there's like tension.
Big time,
And I
yeah.
was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, why are
Okay.
you so aggressive?
Okay, can I just say like 2 things about that? Like
Yeah.
that little comment, if it wasn't coming from Troy, I would understand. But because Troy's such an asshole, like I don't have sympathy for him at all. But if somebody is coming on to your girlfriend, I mean, first of all, that's not how you address it. You just straight up tell the guy to back the fuck off.
Right.
But it's so passive aggressive.
Yes, because okay, if that were the situation and he has a little crush on her, why did she invite him? Because that's also awkward.
I agree.
But then, because we don't see Colt do anything, we
No.
don't see him hit on her or anything, so
Mm-mm.
we don't know exactly what happened. It just seems like, to me, I imagine Colt didn't do anything, but Troy's just being an asshole because he is the asshole in this movie.
That's actually a really good point. So maybe Colt didn't do anything, and maybe there isn't really reason for Troy to be so aggressive towards him.
Because also, Chris, why are you not sticking up for your friend then if he is innocent? Like, because her face drops when Troy says that, but she doesn't stick up for him either. And Colt just says, "Yep, you really lucked out, Troy."
Didn't Troy say something about or maybe it was Chris about proposing at one point?
She jokes to Troy about like, "Oh, are you gonna propose?" And that's
Girl.
where they start making fun of his dick size. I don't know.
Girl, don't marry him. Please. Well, he's dead, so it doesn't matter. But
Spoiler alert!
whoops.
He's gonna die.
Yep.
But you know, the friend group, they're drinking, they're smoking, you know, they're doing drugs. A big no-no in horror movies.
I do love the rapport building here for sure.
Me too.
And I like that there's weird tension and shit. I love that stuff.
Yes, because now I'm like, okay, I want to know more. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But yes, we are gonna get to the White Plains slaughter lore.
Oh my goodness. Our friend Aaron knows a lot about the White Pine Slaughter because his uncle used to live there. We also find out here that his uncle's a bit of a perv or a pedophile. I don't even know.
Just casually.
She casually calls him a pedo, and I was like, oh, what? And then Aaron's like, well, I forgave him. And I was like, this is a weird
It
conversation.
definitely seemed like he was joking, but I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, that's an interesting conversation. But any hoogly boos, Aaron tells the group that his uncle used to live here and all of the locals know about the White Pine Slaughter, but it's very hush hush. Nobody likes to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
So he goes on to, now these are Aaron's words, not mine. He describes Johnny as a slow kid.
Yeah.
The friend group kind of pokes around at this and they all are making like jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Some of them are like, what? You know, whatever. So he goes on to tell them that 70 years ago, everything was owned by a big logging company. So there was like a huge, I guess, logging farm. And this was a much more rural area back then. So locals in the area would set up like shops and shit to sell to these loggers, okay? One of the shop owners was Johnny's dad, and he was one of the individuals that were price gouging the loggers. So that's a very shitty thing to do. And the loggers hated him for it.
Yeah.
They were really pissed because, you know, these loggers are here and they're doing their job and they're, you know, they're setting up camp and they can't afford basic necessities because these shop owners are price gouging.
Yeah. And they're basically forced to buy from those shops because it's the only thing around.
Exactly. So instead of, you know, addressing Johnny's father and, you know, dealing with things like regular adults, they decided to take all their rage out on a child, Johnny. One day, Johnny was playing with some of his toy cars and one of these idiots slipped and broke his ankle. I guess he was pretty pissed about that because he was out of work for a few months and, of course, also blamed Johnny. And they wanted to teach him a lesson for this.
This is so crazy to me.
It is this is a child. Okay, let's like restate this. Johnny is a child. He is a child. A child.
Yeah.
These are grown adults.
Lumberjacks. Grown ass lumberjacks.
Big old lumberjacks. They are mad at this child. Okay. So they all tell Johnny, I'm saying they all, but who the fuck knows who told him? They tell him that there's a stash of toys hidden at the top of the fire tower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is not a prank, by the way. This is just straight up murder. So Johnny sneaks out in the night and climbs up to the top of this fire tower looking for these toys. When he gets to the top, obviously there ain't no toys there for him. Instead, he's met with a dude wearing one of these old fireman's helmets. It scares the shit out of Johnny. He trips, slips, falls backwards, and dies
He breaks his neck.
right off the fucking tower. Okay? He is donezo. They stuck the old fireman helmet on him to make it look like he was just playing up there and it was some kind of accident.
Mm-hmm.
And I put in my notes, the same fire tower from earlier with a bunch of question marks.
In my notes, I wrote, if that sounded like a shitty plan to you, it was.
Absolutely. So Johnny's dad goes after these guys. Okay. There was a fight. And in the middle of the tussle, Johnny's dad dies. Okay. The logging company, they don't sue. Okay. They don't press charges, nothing like that. And then within a week, this all happens within a week of Johnny's death and then Johnny's dad's death.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of logging executives show up at the site where all the lumberjacks were staying, and these lumberjacks were ripped to shreds.
All of them.
All of them. Done, dudzo, body parts everywhere. Okay. The company pays off all the widows of these lumberjacks. They close up shop and they move on. The cops, this is crazy. The cops ruled the deaths a poisoning from tainted meat, and wild animals showed up and tore the bodies apart.
Yeah, they're claiming the animals did that.
Yeah.
And then one of the officers claims that they saw a man watching from the woods in a mask. So some think it was the man in the woods that did it. Some think it was Johnny's spirit looking for revenge. And some say it was both. That's Aaron's story.
It's great. He's a great storyteller.
He is.
It was a really good story. I enjoyed it. And I like that the college kids, they all take a minute and they're all like, and then they're all like, woo, like acting silly. Some of them are congratulating him on the great storytelling.
Yeah, sarcastically clapping.
Yeah, I did like their style of it.
Me too.
And here Aurora is like, let's all take a picture. And people are groaning about it. And she's like, no, the lighting here is bomb, guys. Like, I'll get her on the campfire because I'm going to take a bomb-ass picture. I appreciated this.
Yeah.
So she does. And who do you think is standing in the background of that shot?
We see Johnny. Of course, they don't. But we see Johnny standing in the woods behind them, just observing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Oh, and Aaron also has to mention for us, of course, that there is no cell service out there.
Right.
Important.
Mm-hmm.
So now all the kids are in the cabin, and Johnny finds a wall of farming tools, or I guess logging tools. He grabs some kind of cross-cut saw, so it has a handle on both sides.
Mm.
These are primarily used for lumber, so this is going with our theme here.
Okay, I didn't know what it was, so I'm so glad that you
I had to look it up.
I was like, what does he have in his hand?
Yeah, you know, like the big two-man cross-cut saws like you see in cartoons?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but it's a single-person one.
Oh, okay.
So now he's creeping outside the cabin. We can hear some music, not the score, but from inside the cabin. We hear conversations. Troy and Chris are arguing about the dick jokes earlier. Chris is like, did you really have to? No, I'm sorry. Troy was like, did you really have to hold your finger out? Like she was comparing it. I think about the ring. It all connected. And he's also annoyed that she made him invite her fucked up friend, quote unquote, Colt, who's bringing everyone down.
Which I didn't really find he was bringing anyone down.
Right.
He was barely talking.
Yeah. I think we didn't see that part yet, so we don't know exactly what's going on, but he's just being a little shithead about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to see that Brody is smoking on the back porch,
Mm-hmm.
and she's joined by Aaron, who says he's going out. And she's like, oh my gosh, are you going to go hang out with those girls from the gas station? And he's like, no, I'm going to take a shit. And so another guy walks out. I didn't catch who this was,
Mm-hmm.
but one of the guys walks out, and they both start teasing him, which I did like this a lot.
Do you think this is Evan?
It might be Evan because I wasn't sure who it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both like, oh, are you going to go fill them up at the gas station? And they're both going, fill me up, Aaron. Fill me up, Aaron. And I did think it was so funny.
It is. It's very like good rapport, good kid, like not good kids, like good relationship between the friends.
Yeah.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
So Aaron walks off. He's going into the woods.
He's also got headphones on and he's listening to a cassette, which I also loved. Again, another nod to the 80s, right?
Yeah.
He's listening to a cassette. He's listening to the song Loverboy by Techno Westerns. And I'm going to read you the lyrics after he dies.
Hell yeah.
Set the stage, AK.
Oh, I'm excited. All right. So then the guy asks Brody if she wants to go see a weird looking spider. And she's like, yeah. And then they go inside.
It's the most stoner conversation I've ever heard. Honestly, I laughed out loud when he said, do you want to go see a spider? And she's all stoned. She goes, yeah.
I cannot relate. I would be like, no, please put it outside of the cabin.
Oh, I would be like, let's go see him. I always picture spiders with top hats. Oh my God. There was a centipede the size of like 3 toonies on my wall 2 nights ago. And I just said to myself, you know what, man? This house is yours. I won't look at you. You won't look at me. Please scamper your ass as far away from me as possible. The only reason that I don't mind centipedes now is because they spend like 90% of their life grooming all their body parts like a cat.
Oh,
And
yeah, you did tell me
so
that.
that's all I think about. I think about him wearing a top hat and just like grooming himself all day.
Not the size of 3 toonies, though.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. It was one of the biggest centipedes
In
I've
this
ever
house
Oh, yeah. Oh,
that
yeah.
I'm sleeping in tonight?
Welcome. Oh, yeah, welcome. Actually was down near where you're sleeping too. Don't worry. He's in the basement.
You know, I used to be scared of the Chucky dolls that were watching me when I slept over here, and now I'm more worried about the centipede.
You should be more worried of the centipedes because the puppets and they're all my friend. So,
Well, they're your friends. Are they my friends?
hey, my friends are your friends, babe.
Okay, that's a good point. Anyway, I don't mind spiders. I do leave them in my house.
Oh, yeah.
Centipedes, though, giant hairy looking ones, they scare me. Even though I know, do they eat the spiders or do the spiders eat them?
They just eat pretty much any like pests in your house. Centipedes and spiders, they both like you won't have a lot of bugs in your house because they'll take care of
Yeah.
it. And centipedes are mostly in the basement, man. They like damp. That's why they show up in your bathroom sometimes. And they're scared to death when you catch them because they're like, oh shit, I didn't know you were in here. I thought this was a, dank
Yeah.
ass basement.
Maybe I'll leave them.
You should leave
But I
them.
don't want them on me.
Well, no, they don't want to be on you either. They're so fast. And I have a rule. I have a rule when it comes to bugs. If you crawl on me and I freak out and throw you, I'm sorry, but you're in my personal space now.
Yeah,
You can survive in my house. I'll let you live here. I'll let you set up shop.
but don't touch me.
Don't just give me my personal space.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
So now we're following Johnny again. He's walking around the cabin.
It's so scary too, knowing that he's just stalking around watching them. He watches Chris as she changes. Not in a
Yeah.
perverted way, though. It's more of a very observational way.
Yeah, she still has her bra on, okay? It's not full 80s titties out, but
Mm-mm.
she's angrily looking out the window because, her and Troy were just arguing. She doesn't see Johnny right in front of her. It's so creepy.
It's scary, man.
And then she just shuts the curtains, and then we hear a lighter in the background, which gets Johnny's attention again.
Yeah, I think Aaron lights up a big fat J here.
A big fatty. He rolls a fatty for this pimp daddy. He leans against a tree smoking, and he's listening to his cassette player.
Mm-hmm.
So retro, like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny comes up from behind and wraps the saw around Aaron's mouth. Okay, so like the back of his head is on the tree. He's reaching around the tree, and he doesn't saw back and forth. He just pulls until it cuts Aaron's head in half.
Dude, from the mouth up, he's got nothing. It's like half of his face is just like half his head is decapitated, but he still has the mouth down.
Yeah, and the body drops and the head stays stuck to the tree with the saw.
Okay, you want me to read the lyrics now?
Yes, I'm so excited because I did not look into this.
You got a mouth. Does it need a good shutting?
Shut the fuck up.
The lyrics are great. It's actually a banger of a tune, but the lyrics go on and on about the lover boy is actually just a fuck boy. Great song.
Wow.
But I just love that was like the lyrics.
I love that. I didn't even catch that.
Mm-hmm.
So Johnny takes a moment. He puts his hand over Aaron's shirt like he's feeling some type of way about it. There's a ranger on it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is triggering something for him.
Dude, and can we also say that these kills are next level gnarly? They are so up close and personal. Every single kill, you are, besides the one that cut away, like Chuck, for the most part, almost every kill in this film is up close, personal, filled with rage, and uncomfortably long.
And you know what else? They build it.
Oh,
The first kill is Chuck and it's off screen. But the last one,
the yoga?
just you wait, okay?
I don't know which one is worse.
Oh, I want to talk about it right now, but we're going to wait.
Yeah,
We're
we'll
going to
get
wait
there.
until we get there because there's so
Mhm.
much to talk about.
And can I also say something here that this shot is so beautiful. Johnny is standing in front of Aaron's, corpse, and the silhouette, like you can see the light on from behind him. So he's it's just like the silhouette of him and his big stature, and
Yeah.
he's just staring down at this body. And I just think it's a beautiful shot.
I was
It's-
just waiting for you to go, and he's just so tall.
I mean, he's tall, but he doesn't have any hair.
That's true.
Poor Johnny.
Look, nothing against bald people.
No, of course not. But Johnny is a next level bald person.
Johnny's went through it.
Johnny has been through it. I still stand though.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie to you. But it's a beautiful shot. Like most things in this film, I love nature. You know the way I am. I like my feet in the ground. And I love that just everything is just so beautiful, even though it's insanely violent.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I agree.
Anywho. So after our poor boy, Aaron, loses half of his head, Johnny drags his corpse, but he's holding it by like the half of his head that's not there. It's almost like he's using his jaw as a means to like a handle.
Yeah.
And he's dragging him through the woods. And we can hear the cassette player getting more and more distorted. And as he moves through the woods, we start to see where he's going. He is headed to the ranger station.
Yeah, and he has the other half of his head in his other hand.
Dude.
So when he gets there, no one's at the ranger station. There's a note on the door that says you got to use the payphone if assistance is needed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Johnny, of course, is just going to launch that corpse through the window anyway.
Right. And I really do like that they mention that the Rangers are on a rotating schedule. And so there usually isn't anyone in the office.
Right.
There could be some off hours. So again, these college kids are alone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he stops when he went inside. He stops by this historical display, which behind the glass we see the creepy old firefighter mask.
Dude, this is like his Jason Voorhees moment. I was losing it.
Yes. Is this the same mask as in My Bloody Valentine? Wait, is that the right movie?
It is, but he's a minor.
He's a minor.
He's a
in that
minor.
one.
Mm-hmm,
But
yeah.
it looks similar, right?
It's that like an old industrial.
It almost looks like that one villain in SpongeBob.
Oh, I've never watched that.
You never watched SpongeBob?
Mm-mm.
What?
No, I never watched it. No, never.
Did you not have it in Canada?
We did. It never did anything. I tried watching it one time and I went, there's no fucking way I can watch this.
How old were you when you tried?
13? Whenever it came out. Just not for me, man.
This just rocked my fucking world.
I do know the song.
I don't think I ever knew that.
I live
Okay.
in a pineapple, right?
I'm talking about Man Ray, and this is what he looks like.
Oh.
It doesn't quite look like that. It doesn't quite look like Man Ray.
God.
But I was just picturing the pullover helmet with like, I pictured he had one big thing on his eye. Anyway, I'm really getting ahead of myself or away from myself.
To be honest with you, if someone told me that's what firefighters looked like back then, I would be like, what? It doesn't look like, to me, it doesn't look like a firefighter helmet.
It did in my brain, not so much when I pulled it up.
But like...
Anyway, okay. He's looking at the old firefighter mask inside the display.
Can you imagine how triggering that is for him? I'm sorry.
Oh, looking at the mask?
Dude, that's like seeing the way that you died on display.
Yeah.
Like, imagine his mind. He died when he was a kid, right? I'm not sure how he's grown, but I don't know how Jason's grown either.
I never thought about that until right now.
That he died as a child?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a little kid, right?
Yes. You know, I didn't think about it. I think probably because it's so inspired by Jason.
Yeah.
That I was just like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, exactly. It's a slasher.
Yeah.
But can you imagine him looking into this glass container with the mask that scared him?
To death, literally.
Scared him to death. He died in. And these people have it on fucking display in the ranger cabin.
Yeah.
Which we will find out has even more ties to Johnny. Dude, this is why I'm on his side. I was like, that is so dramatic and triggering. Like, no wonder he loses his shit.
Yeah.
Even more.
And inside this display, there are also drag hooks and a hewing axe.
The drag hooks.
So picture just a gigantic hook on a chain and then, an axe. It pretty much just looks like an axe.
The drag hooks, though?
I stand.
Oh.
I stand those.
I'm a bear trap gal.
Yeah.
I love a bear trap. If I see a bear trap in a movie, I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
At least the kills are going to be good. You know what I mean? And we see a lot of fucking bear traps in this.
But when I saw those drag hooks, I was like, I think that might be a weapon of choice for me.
Not the machete?
Oh, the machete's number one.
Oh.
The machete's number one.
This is backup.
Yeah, this is like a secondary.
I also feel
like if
like
I had multiple action figures, like maybe the second one has the drag hooks.
I love that you're an action figure. I was thinking we should probably have a chainsaw as well, or else that would be weird.
Yeah, that's true.
That's like our
Like the chainsaw comes with both of ours, but like then we have a separate thing too.
Well,
Like mine's a machete and yours
I
is.
don't know. I got to think about it. What do you think I would? I think I'd have like a bow and arrow or something. I would love to just
I was picturing a
Katniss
butcher
Everdeen.
knife
Oh,
right here.
you know what?
Careful, don't cut yourself.
I found my weapon of choice. This is gonna get us cut from YouTube. I should put this down.
Oh shit.
It's fake, guys. It's not a real knife.
It's a prop.
Any
Anyway.
hoogly boos. So, our boy takes Aaron's half head and tosses it through a window, breaking it, and his head tumbles into the cabin. Then he takes the rest of his body and drags it into the cabin and then dumps it. I'm not sure if we mentioned that, but I just thought the visual of him throwing his head into the window was
Oh,
great.
into the ranger stuff and then into the display?
I loved
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
His half head.
His half head.
Okay, in huge letters, I wrote, he's masking the fuck up. Let's go, with a whole bunch of exclamation marks. And then I wrote, I love that they're spelling everything the Canadian way with a U.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I love this movie.
Yeah, that should have told me right there it was Canadian. So he also finds a 2014 photo of the Rangers at that time.
Ranger danger.
Ranger Danger is what it says on the photo. I was like, that's an interesting choice.
I mean, it is very, though, like, nerdy ranger talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could see, like, so, like, that was a gift from, like, corporate or something.
Oh, yeah. If there are any Rangers out there, you can let us know if that's lingo in the Ranger world.
Ranger danger.
So we see that.
Oh, he also tosses it in the trash, which I loved. Like, apparently he doesn't like these people.
Yeah,
He's holding the picture. He looks at it for a second. He throws it, tosses it in the garbage. And I think he's had enough of this shit, because that's when he breaks the glass case and holding the mask.
Yeah, this triggers something for him.
Yeah.
Okay, the shot of Johnny just standing there in the dark, staring at the mask before he puts it on. It is so fucking creepy because he's in a shadow.
It's menacing, dude.
We can see the front of his body for the first time, but you can't see his face yet because of the shadow.
Mhm.
But what you can make out is so creepy.
Yeah, because the lights go out. Because we're going to find out the lights are on a timer. They're not a timer, sorry. They're on a, what is it when they only turn on when you walk into it?
Oh, like a motion sensor.
Yeah, it's their motion censored lights. And there's a shot of outside of the ranger station, and it's dark. It's such a vibe. It reminded me so much of OG Halloween.
Yep.
I love the slow build in this.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think I know what it is.
Mm.
I think it's because this one doesn't give you existential dread.
1,000,000%. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be depressed and filled with grief when I watch movies. I live that. So I would much rather just enjoy it. And I feel like they build tension here with the kind of dread that doesn't make me feel sick to my stomach. It makes me feel excited.
The only time I felt it in this movie was at the end, but I think it was still so well done.
Oh, it's so good.
It wasn't the kind of dread that Midsummer gives you or that Hereditary gives you.
Just can't. It's just not for me. But I do want to touch on a couple of things here, just since we're on the topic. Chris Nash was inspired by a couple of different filmmakers. Terrence Malick is one of them. He is a director, and most of his films are like kind of philosophical. They're more spiritual over like a traditional narrated story. He was also inspired by Gus Van Sant, and his style is like these long tracking shots, these long lingering moments. They're moody, and you can really kind of see. And actually, I want to say Gus Van Sant uses some non-actors to make it seem more real, which I think is very interesting. I think there's a TV movie specifically that was that inspired Chris Nash, and I want to say the film is called Elephant, and it's a 2003 film. Had a huge influence on him. Also, the film Angst, which was directed by Gerald Cargill. It's a 1983 film. It's about a serial killer who's released from prison, and then you basically follow him throughout the day, one whole day, where he starts taking out like, I don't know, sadistic fantasies on this like family in a secluded house. So knowing that, you can see it for sure.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I'm glad you looked into all that.
Yeah, yeah. I just like, I really love the style of the film, and whenever I really like something, I really like to dissect why I like it.
Me too.
Right?
Yeah.
And like, okay, what is it about that this is making me feel this way?
Same thing when I don't like something. I'm like, why did I not like this? What didn't work?
100%. Yes. And Chris Nash does mention in one or two of the interviews that I was watching, they were talking about the themes of the film and sort of what the point is and like all of these things. And if there's like a spiritual undertone. And Chris Nash says, yes, absolutely. But if you don't know what the story is by the end of the film, I clearly like didn't do my job right.
Yeah.
You know, so he just says like, I'm not going to tell you.
Right.
That's up to you. And if I didn't tell you that through the film, well, you know what I mean? I just thought that was really interesting.
I love that.
I loved it too.
That reminds me a lot of wrestling, actually.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. Yes.
Like if I have to explain to you what my character is, then clearly I'm not conveying it well enough.
Exactly. And I think that you do get a really good sense of this film. Like, especially, I think it's, how is it possible to feel empathy and compassion for someone that drag hooks a yoga chick through her insides? But you do.
Wait till we get to that scene.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I just think it being in the middle of the forest and the forest being such a integral part of it adds to that. And it makes you feel.
It's like Johnny's one with the forest now, and they came into someone else's house and interrupted their fucking life.
Right. And it's like Johnny
death.
is a victim as well. Now, what he does is horrible. And I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying they do a good job of making him an empathetic villain.
Yeah. I can see it.
Listen, I feel bad for Jason too, okay? I am a Jason stan. I'm also a Michael stan. You know what? I love them all, even Ghosty. And they're all terrible. They're all really bad guys. I don't know what that says about me. But any hoogly boos.
So Johnny here is going to continue walking with his big-ass hook and newly acquired axe and mask.
Oh, boy.
And he continues walking until daytime, where he can see Brody and Aurora across the lake on a dock.
I love the way they shot this.
Me too. Because we are staying across the lake for now, and we can just see them and hear them in a distance. He sticks the axe in a tree stump and starts walking into the water. The camera doesn't move. We just get this shot in the same spot. He walks directly into the lake, and I wrote, this motherfucker's going to walk across the lake.
Dude, I don't know what it is. I think it's Jaws. Him, just you see his whole body slowly going down into the water, knowing full well he is heading for Brody and Aurora, and they have no idea.
Because humans should not be able to do that.
Yeah.
I'm also like, how did you not float?
I can't imagine he's swimming under the water. Oh my God, now I'm imagining him like swimming like a
No,
fish.
like Mario in Mario 3.
Or Donkey Kong
Oh my gosh,
with
no.
the music.
You know what? It's the firefighter mask. That's weighing him down. He's walking. He's walking across the bottom of the lake, for
No,
sure.
you're totally right there. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So Brody is flirting with Aurora here. And she's like, I thought we had something back there. And Aurora's like, yeah, we did. But I loved this part.
So did I.
I loved it because Aurora's giving her shit.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was talking to you about this off air recently.
Mm-hmm.
Because so often girls, especially like straight girls, will say, I wish I liked girls. All my problems would be solved. And let me just tell you, no, the fuck they wouldn't. Okay. Because everyone, regardless of gender, regardless of sexual orientation, dating just sucks across the board.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
And I love that they showed here that like Brody was kind of like a little fuckboy.
1,000,000%.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like Aurora's like, enough of this childhood, like high school bullshit. Like basically, if you're going to make a move, make a move.
If you like me, say something. I'm Aurora. That is my personality 1,000%. And sometimes it works. And sometimes people are so stunned. They're just like,
because yeah, when people like Brody here, they're beating around the bush.
I can't.
They don't know. I don't have the patience.
I have zero patience.
No.
And also, I'm straight up, I will tell you, reading between the lines on social interactions, not my strong suit. If you are not direct with me, I am not good at like trying to solve or trying to figure, like I need directness all the time.
Yeah, I just don't have the patience for it. And sometimes it depends. Sometimes the only time that I like it, I guess, is if I want to play dumb.
Oh,
but if I don't,
course.
I will just be the direct one. But I don't always want to have to be the one to call it out.
Dude, I will just move on.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I have to be,
if you're not interested enough, you're like, okay, well, if you're going to do that, I'm not going to call it out. I'm just going to be like, what?
You got to pursue. I ain't chasing you, bro. Come on. You know what I mean? And anyway, I like that Aurora was very direct here because Aurora actually does like Brody.
She does. And yeah, so Aurora does not have the patience either.
I like also she gives her a chance.
She does.
It's like, listen, this is you got to be straight with me, and if you are, great. I'll be up on the old cliff doing some yoga if you want to come and join me when you're done. So she does open the door to her.
Yeah.
She's just like, if we're gonna do stuff, don't act like a kid. Don't act like a fucking high schooler, you know?
Yeah.
Loved it.
Brody is swimming in the lake during this conversation, and so Aurora leaves to go do the yoga, and we are watching this from across the lake still. Okay.
Dude.
And we just see after Brody's just swimming for a second, she gets pulled under.
Okay, it's
From
not just
far
a
away.
second, dude. It's a while.
Yeah.
We're just kind of sitting back and just like, we know what's going to happen. That's what I say, Jaws. We know what's going to happen.
Yeah. It feels like we are creeping on them
Yes.
because we're watching from a distance.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm watching a nature documentary where, a lion's about to rip apart an antelope and you just got to sit there and watch it. I can't watch that shit.
Yeah.
But like, it's really upsetting and really unsettling, and it's long and drawn out. So she's swimming, swimming. Everything's cool. Maybe 15 seconds, and then she gets pulled under.
That's true. There is a big pause.
And it's a stifled yelp.
Just that is what was for a split second because she gets yanked under.
And then she's underwater for a bit.
Mhm.
We don't hear anything. It goes quiet. It goes silent.
And there's no theatrics, there's no quick cuts, close-ups, music.
Nope.
Dramatics, nothing. So it feels real, like you said, like a nature documentary. Now we are going to cut across the lake a little closer. We see that she resurfaces again, only to get pulled under again.
Dude.
And the shot just stays on the empty lake for so long. And then after several seconds, her body floats to the top.
Listen, I got a huge smile on my face. I don't know what that says about me, but I just think it is so uncomfortable and so upsetting. I loved it. And I love that it's daylight. I love when
Yeah.
shit goes down during the day. It's so much scarier.
And I guess these are the only two kills in the movie, Chuck and Brody, that are off screen, right?
Yep.
So we don't know exactly what he did to Brody. Maybe he broke her neck, I'm guessing.
He did something. And the thing is, we don't even see what happens. And I think that's what makes it so good, because we're like, what the hell did he do to her?
And also, I feel like Brody's kill makes you even less prepared for Aurora's because they are disproportionate, and that is putting it lightly.
But do we know that? Do we know that? That's why I love that we're sitting here going, well, what did he actually do to Brody? Because he ripped Chuck's face off. He, decapitated Aaron. He does what he does to Aurora. There's no way he just broke this chick's neck.
But the only thing is her body floats up and we don't see any damage. We don't see blood. Like, you can kind of see her torso, but
Who knows what he was doing under that water, dude?
that's true.
I don't
But
know.
I don't know. When you see what happens to Aurora, there's no way Brody got it that bad.
No, but
There's no way.
okay, that's fair.
So now Johnny just walks right out of the lake with his mask on, heads toward Aurora, who is now doing yoga in the woods.
Yes, she's on a cliff, like right at the edge of a cliff. It's beautiful.
I was about to say, because why wouldn't you do yoga on the edge of a cliff? But it is a great scenic view.
It's beautiful. I would totally sit and meditate there. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's true.
It's quiet.
This is the death scene that everyone talks about from this movie.
Oh yeah, this is wild. I watched a behind the scenes making of it.
Would you like to
Wild.
set the scene?
Oh yes. So our gal Aurora is on the edge of a cliff. She's doing yoga, and Johnny starts to approach from behind with his drag hooks. He steps on a twig. Aurora assumes that it's Brody joining her. She turns around and sees, oh boy, it is Johnny. She screams and turns to run, but then she's faced with the edge of the cliff. And you can see her have a moment of contemplation of like, do I jump? Do I not jump? But before she even has a chance to decide what she's going to do, he comes up from behind her and punches the drag hook through her entire torso, coming out the other side, literally punching a hole through her, causing her insides to spill out and fall onto the ground, making the sounds of like exactly what you think your guts would sound as they're hitting the floor. Like,
Yep.
it's so gnarly. Okay. Almost this entire scene is also shot up close. So when he punches through her, it's not like we're far away. We are up close and personal, watching his fist and the hook push through her body, breaking and ripping through skin. It is done so incredibly viscerally Viscerally, is that the word?
Yes, and the opposite of what we just saw with Brody.
Yes. Is viscerally a word?
I'm gonna accept it.
Because visceral is.
I think people understand what you're saying.
Do I understand what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. Okay, exactly. It's so intimate. It's so up close. And I hate to use the word intimate, but that's what it feels like. It's too close for comfort.
It
We're
is.
just getting a front row seat at this torture.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God. And the sounds of him punching through, wild. So now he pulls his hand back through, and as he's pulling the hook, he spins her. So Charlotte Cregan, who plays Aurora, I loved watching this. She is standing there with a prosthetic of the hook in her head. Okay, I guess I forgot to mention that. When he spins her around, he takes the hook from the top of the drag hook and he launches it into her head, into her forehead. So he hooks her with it, right? So when I was watching behind the scenes stuff, it was really cool to see that she actually does have that prosthetic on her head. Thought that was really neat. And then I watched that you can see how when he spins her. So it's the actress gets spun, boom, and then they swap her out for the dummy when they break her neck.
That's good.
Yes. But it was cool to watch them do it, because even when he punches through her guts, Chris Nash is on the ground with a raincoat on, gets splashed with all the goo and guts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I also thought it was pretty wild. I didn't even think about this. They're shooting in the forest. So what do you think lives in the forest? Gnats, mosquitoes.
Oh.
Everyone's wearing these big kind of like fly
Like mesh.
mosquito covers. Yeah. So I didn't even think about them filming on location, what that's like.
Oh.
They're all wearing this stuff. But it's really neat to sort of see how they do it. And what I really liked about watching the behind the scenes stuff, it's not like a documentary. It's literally somebody just filming them do this. It's not like
Right.
official. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And anyways, and so one of the takes, the first take, when he spins her, because the chain is also attached to her legit.
Mhm.
So when he spun her, do you know what I'm saying?
Like the prosthetic was moving?
Yes, the prosthetic was moving and he almost falls backwards. And I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But they do use a dummy, thank God. Because what happens next?
I don't know how a stunt performer would pull this off.
So she turns to face him after he spun her. He shoves his fist through her torso again. He grabs the hook. He pulls it back. Then as she's staring at him in shock, this is where he swings the hook into her forehead, then spins her, pulls so hard on the hook that it breaks her neck, pulls her head through the hole in her stomach, and then pulls her head through the other side.
Like the chain is going from the hook in her head through her stomach, out her back, and he's pulling on that like he's threading a needle.
Dude.
Which, I didn't even think about this at first. There is a yoga pose called Thread the Needle.
Oh, that's glorious.
And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's what it looks like he's doing.
Okay, can I also tell you what I think is so funny about this scene? Is before he pulls her head through, he almost has this moment of contemplation. Like, what do I do here? What can I do here?
It's like he's working on the fly.
It's like he's calling on the fly, exactly. And then that's when he punches through her with the hook and all of that. But it's like, I just love that he took this second to be like, I got it. Because then when he does it with gusto.
Yeah.
He takes a beat and then he's like, boom, pulls her head through. And it takes a minute, dude. That's the other thing too, what I love about it. It's up close and it's not like, oh, her head just comes out through her stomach. No. He literally has to like leverage himself.
Yeah.
And really pull and yank, and it is drawn out, dude.
Yeah, and then her folded up body is just slumped on the ground and he's just standing there.
It looks like a baby being born when her head comes through the hole. Tell me it doesn't.
It is, I can see
That's what I imagine what my vagina would look like if I had a child.
You know what? Probably not far off.
Never happening.
It might be the craziest shit I've ever seen.
It is by far so creative. And the FX are, oh my God, like top tier. It is so fucking gnarly. And I want to just make mention that Steven Kostensky was the prosthetic SFX supervisor on the film.
Yeah.
And he killed it. And oh my God, it's so gross.
Killed it is putting it lightly.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended.
Might be one of my favorite kills in a movie ever.
It has to be. It has to be up there on so many people's lists. I thought when he not spun her around, before he spun her around, I thought her face looked like she was kind of just accepting her fate. Like she was like, well, the fuck am I going to do? So then Johnny here is going to kick Aurora's body down the cliff, which is all sand. We see this from a panned out shot, and we watch the body just go all the way down into the lake.
Mm.
Imagine a stupid guy in your friend group stealing a necklace, and this is what happens to you. She didn't do shit.
Honestly,
Toby is stealing my blanket right now off of my body.
honestly, it doesn't surprise me that one bit.
Because you know that Aurora's not even close to Troy.
At all. I don't
And-
even think Aurora likes Troy.
And he just got her killed.
She's just tolerating his ass because he's dating Chris.
Not just got her killed, but got her killed like this.
It's like insult to injury when he kicks her dead body down the side of the cliff.
So at this point, I was like, something crazy better happen to Troy. Which I don't know that it's proportionate to what happened to Aurora, but I mean, he still gets his eventually. So Johnny walks back across the lake through the woods this time, and he gets his axe out of that stump.
Yep.
We can hear voices in the distance. Chris is worried about their missing friends, and Troy is, of course, downplaying it because he's a shitbag.
Mm-hmm.
That was very Midwestern of me.
Oh, I love that you used the word shit bag.
I said shitbag.
I can't wait to call someone a shit bag.
So one of them, I'm not sure who, I'm guessing it's Troy, throws the car keys into the woods as they're arguing. They fall at Johnny's feet, okay? Johnny picks them up and he sits down by a tree. This was so cute. I knew you were going to make that face about this. I pictured it while I was writing my notes.
It's just...
There's a little toy car keychain on it and he starts admiring it and playing with it. Because remember, he died as a child and he just wanted to go play with toys.
And like, didn't somebody slip on his car toy and break their ankle? And
Yeah.
it just was like the catalyst for everything after that.
Yeah.
He's very jovial here. We see the kid in him. He takes his mask off. He sits down. He's really like looking at the car and he's like playing with it a little bit. He's letting it like drive up his leg and stuff.
And we see his face up close for the first time.
Oh, we got to describe Johnny.
Yeah.
Great practical effects here. Great.
Yeah. Like his whole face is covered in prosthetics. He looks like a decaying man, similar to a zombie, I think. Not like super, you know, how do I describe it?
Well,
like his upper lip is gone.
He's got no lips. It looks like they were like almost torn off. He's got like chunks missing out of his like face and stuff. His eyes are like this milky color, almost as if he was blind, which I'm assuming is just because he's a corpse.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks like a reanimated corpse. That's what he looks like.
Yeah. And from the side view, he looks a lot like Jason Voorhees.
Oh yeah, and he is, I know I've said this already, but he is a very big guy, like big shoulders, big head, like menacing size.
Yeah.
So seeing him sit down against a tree with his back to, you know, Troy, Chris, and whatever the guy's name is, Colt, I loved that he was just like sitting there.
Yeah.
And we get to see this other side to him.
Yeah, he's very entranced.
Mm-hmm.
But now Colt is looking for the keys in the woods. Johnny's right behind the tree. Like we see Johnny at the tree, Colt's right behind him. Neither of them see each other. And then Colt finds the axe and picks it up. And he's looking at it like, what the hell is this? Then we hear Troy say loudly to Chris, I'm sorry, Colt's dead dad fucked up the weekend. What? Colt hears this and is like, what the fuck did you just say? And starts walking back. Well, this, of course, snaps Johnny out of it. And he crushes that keychain in his hand. That can't be good. He puts his mask back on. And now we see that Chris and Colt are taking a four-wheeler of some kind. I think it's like, what is it?
Yeah, like an ATV.
What do you call it?
An ATV.
Okay.
Also, Chris does say she's arguing with them and saying that there's someone in the group photo in the background. And Troy's arguing with her and being like, no, there's not. It's just a smudge. Okay.
Yeah.
And Colt is on Chris's side here. They both agree that there's something going on. And Troy seems to be the only idiot that is in denial about that.
Yeah. So this is why Chris and Colt are going together on the quad ATV four-wheeler to the ranger station for help. And Troy yells to them, you two lovebirds, be careful. And Chris tells them to fuck off basically as they drive away.
Okay, so we're moving into kills 5 and 6. This scene is so upsetting to me because it's so unsettling. Like, okay, so most of this film is quiet. right?
Yeah.
The only sounds we're really getting are nature and our characters, okay? And breathing for the most part. Johnny goes to the cabin. Troy is inside. He takes a baseball bat and he basically wedges it against the seat and the steering wheel of their vehicle so that the horn is going off. So the horn is blaring.
Oh, you know I hated this.
Oh, my sensory issues, but
Unnecessary loud noises, I can't.
it's so effective.
Yeah.
It's so effective because it's so disorienting. It's so loud and against the sounds of nature, it's just like this stark contrast of like you just know what is about to happen here is going to be real bad. So he grabs his hook and he starts walking around the cabin. So basically what he's doing here, and I think this is what he did with Chuck as well, is he sets the stage. What a showman. He sets the stage with the bat, sets off the horn, then walks around so that when Troy comes out, Troy's back is going to be to him.
Yeah. He knew he was going to lure Troy out there by the
Okay.
time he walked around the cabin.
This is why I'm like, he's a kid, but he also clearly is like not stupid. Like he has
Yeah.
agency. He's figuring things out.
He's strategic.
He's strategic.
We don't know how old he was as a kid when he died, right?
I don't think they said, but
I mean, he was playing with toy cars.
so he's
but
got to be young.
yeah, maybe like under 10.
I really
But-
did appreciate when Jason Voorhees would like take out the phone lines and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of like chalking it up to maybe he just is skilled at knowing how to take people out.
He might have done this before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
This isn't the first time he's been resurrected, right?
That is very true.
Yeah.
I
Which
just-
we will find out later.
We love a man with a plan.
He does have a plan. He does it so casually. He sets up the horn, just walks around and is like, yeah, he'll be there by the time. As he is walking, we see Evan is inside the building, inside the cabin, and he just watches Johnny walk past like, who the fuck is that? And it's very casual. Like they don't focus on him, but if you're paying attention, you see that he sees Johnny.
Okay, I love that we figured out this is Evan because I'm not going to lie to you. When this scene happened, it took me a moment to realize that Evan was one of our players.
Yeah, because they really don't focus on him at all. And when they're showing the campfire earlier, I started counting, trying to count, and also pulling up the cast helped.
Yeah.
But if I was just watching it for the first time, I probably would have also been like, wait, who the fuck's that?
Yeah.
Johnny walks right up to Troy and swings the axe, but Troy actually turns around and stops him. They struggle a little bit. Troy gets knocked to the ground. Johnny swings the axe into his leg, and then we hear a gunshot.
Dude, when the axe goes into his leg and the Troy's cell,
Yeah,
oh, it's so up close too.
yeah.
Oh, that gash has got to be massive. Oh.
And I was like, do more.
Yeah, right.
Do better than what you did to Aurora. So Evan is outside with a shotgun, we see. Johnny starts going toward Evan because he is very, I want to say animalistic. This is the violent nature, right? He is
Mhm.
going through anyone and everyone in his path. Once his attention is directed toward you, he's just going to bulldoze right through you.
For sure.
So he now turns his attention away from Troy and goes straight for Evan. Evan does shoot him in the body, knocking him down.
Mhm.
Evan's now trying to help Troy. Troy's fucked up. And Johnny is lying on the ground. What?
Instead of Evan, I wrote
You're like this fucking guy.
blank.
Blank.
I was like, AK will fill it in. I can't think of this guy's name.
We're just seeing the camera on, once again, a steady shot. It's not moving.
Mhm.
Johnny's body is right in front of the lower frame.
Ugh.
And Evan is helping Troy away. So they start to move off frame. They kind of walk off.
Mhm.
But Troy obviously can't move that well. And then we see Johnny is breathing. So now we get an overhead shot of Johnny standing up. He throws his axe. We don't even see where it goes.
Dude, it's so nonchalant.
Yes,
Like,
just like the horn.
How strong is this man to just nonchalantly just chuck the axe?
Like it was a little throwing star. Like when we went to that one place, kudos.
You're good at the throwing stars.
Thanks.
You were good at the axe too.
You were good at the axe too.
Eventually.
But it wasn't this size axe.
No.
No.
I would love to throw this size axe.
That would be a two-hander for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he throws the axe. We don't hear really At least I didn't when I was listening to it. Maybe I turned it down because of the horn, but I didn't hear it land.
It lands. Like
Okay.
you hear something, but you
Okay.
don't know if it like fell into a tree. You don't know.
Right. You don't know exactly what happens. And then he just starts walking in the direction that the guys were going. And overhead, it follows him. He sunk that axe in the back of Evan's head.
Dude. Dude.
And Troy is now crawling away.
Okay, he's like crawling and trying to drag himself away. He's like pleading and crying. Man, I must have hated Troy because I wrote he's such a little bitch. But he's trying so hard to sort of drag himself away from Johnny, but obviously he's got the wound, so he can't. Johnny stalks over to him. Oh, it's awful. He stalks over to him, grabs a ginormous rock. Like, I'm talking this is a huge ass stone, you know?
Like almost a boulder.
A boulder, that's what I wrote.
I don't really know what qualifies as a boulder, but this is huge.
I just think about those strong men that like lift up those cylinders of cement that are 5,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that big, but it's big enough that I ain't picking it up.
Yeah.
Anyways, he stands over top of Troy. Troy is laying down looking up at him. And Troy is just fully going like, no, please, please, no. We know what's going to happen. Okay? He lifts the boulder up and just drops it directly onto Troy's head, exploding it, dude. Exploding his head.
Like a watermelon.
Dude, I loved it. I know it was not the yoga kill, but honestly, and I just wish Troy suffered a little bit more.
Me too.
Because that exploding head happened instantly, man. That's like scanner style. Like you're not like you don't even have a second to realize your brain is exploded because it's gone.
Yeah.
So I mean, I loved it, but I wouldn't have hated Troy getting the wood logging machine.
I was just about to say, I feel like Troy should get what someone else is going to get, but also there was history with that person.
For sure.
Right?
We
So
know why.
That's why. Okay.
But I'm saying for me personally.
Same.
I would have loved
I feel
it.
the same way. I feel like Troy did not get it as bad as Aurora, and he should have.
However, we love an exploding head.
At least his head exploded.
Oh, I loved it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it was symphony for me. I loved it.
And then we see a little flashback of Johnny seeing at the campfire that Troy had put that necklace in his pocket.
Right. And I also wanted to say too, again, like, I think Troy is a walking, talking piece of shit, but I felt horrible watching how helpless and scared he was. And that's done so well because, like, why should I give a shit about this guy? He's an asshole. But it's done in a way that you're like, no, this person's really scared. And I feel uncomfortable. Like, you know, I don't want to see anything, even though I don't like him. Like, this is like, because it feels visceral to me. Like, I feel like I am Troy.
And you have empathy. So hearing someone cry, even when they're the piece of shit villain, it still plays on your, humanity.
Unless it's like some asshole dude that you're dating. Then if he cries, like, just move on. You know what I mean? Anyways, getting back to the flashback.
Yes. So that happens. And then Chris and Colt are getting back on the quad as Johnny is searching Troy's pockets because he's like, oh, yeah, this guy has it.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is screaming for Troy that they found Aaron. Aaron's dead. They have to go. They have to go to the ranger station. The ranger's going to meet them at the station. So they had to use that payphone that we saw earlier.
Yes, exactly. And Chris is like crouching down on the floor as she's like talking. It's just, she's found like blood and stuff. And she's kind of telling that. Johnny is just standing there watching as Chris is crouched down on the ground, like kind of looking at this blood. And Colt looks up and sees him. And right as Johnny is throwing an axe, throwing that very old fireman axe at Chris's head, Colt sees it, tells her to move. She gets out of the way.
Barely moves out of the way.
Dude, it's so close.
So the reason he throws it at her in particular is because he sees the necklace dangling off her fucking neck. Troy gave it to her.
Of course he did.
Ugh.
Gross.
So annoying.
And also, I'm like, girl, I love you, but why are you wearing that? Why are you wearing that?
Like, now you're gonna, Troy's bitch ass is gonna get his girlfriend killed. She has no idea that's a stolen necklace from a dead man.
No, that's very true.
Imagine your boyfriend got you a gift and he stole it.
Ew.
Out of the woods.
Ew, it's so awful. And he probably was like, look at baby, I got this for you. I was thinking about you.
Look, it's solid gold. He doesn't even know.
And then he opens the locket and there's two random people in it.
That's what I was wondering. It did look like a locket.
I think it is.
So
Looks like one.
They never show them open it, so I'm just imagining Troy opened it and took the pictures out.
What a dick. Probably did.
So yeah, she moves out of the way, barely. They get on the four-wheeler, get the fuck out of there.
Johnny looks pissed at this point. He looks like he gets like more and more kind of irritated as the film goes on, but it's very subtle.
Yeah.
It's mostly in his movements. He moves a little faster when he starts to get a little annoyed, I think.
Yeah, emoting isn't his strong suit.
No. The sun is going to go down and we're going to get a beautiful shot of him walking through the woods as the sun is setting.
Is this where he's like walking through flowers?
Yeah, dude. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Right after just massacring so many people, he's like frolicking. He's
Yeah.
not frolicking, but this is his version of frolicking.
For sure. Mhm.
So Johnny reaches the ranger station as everyone is outside yelling, Chris, Colt, and the ranger.
Mhm.
Ranger is asking Chris, which he is credited as the ranger,
Mhm.
asking Chris where she got that necklace, and he's pissed. So he obviously knows something.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And he's kind of like drilling her, asking her what the hell, like, blah, 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 blah. Where did you get that? Why are you wearing that? And it's all very aggressive.
Yeah. Colt finally is like, it's the old fire tower.
Mhm.
And the ranger is like, you don't know what you just did.
And the ranger is also played by Reese Presley.
Yeah. He's like, he says, I always say he's like I'm really just telling you the story like it really happened.
No, but I love that though.
I like it. I hope you do too. I
That's
hope that's
how-
why you're listening.
Dude, that's how I read whenever I get sides, whenever I have an audition. The way that I memorize lines is I read the scene as if I'm giving someone the tea.
I love that.
That is how I memorize it. And most of the time I'm thinking about you while I'm doing it.
Aw.
Like I'm spilling tea to you.
And I'm just like this.
That's how I understand the context of scenes a lot of the time. I talk about it like it's like tea. Anyway.
I love that.
Mhm.
So the ranger tells them his mother's necklace is the only thing that keeps his soul at rest, which I think we already figured at this point.
Yikes.
Chris is like, okay, I'll just give it back. And then he says, you can't just give it back. He's awake now. So he tells them that they can't just give it back,
However,
which the ending is open, I think. It's open to interpretation. And I can't wait to ask you about it.
okay.
So, but just remember, the ranger says you can't just give it back. He's awake now. Then they see Johnny coming because, of course, he's just slowly walking toward them.
Mm-hmm.
The ranger steps up here
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, do you remember me? I remember you. I remember what you did 10 years ago. And now this is the only time in the movie we see Johnny put a little pep in his step.
Yes, dude.
He's not running, but
He's not running, but
he's speed walking.
he's speed walking and then stops. And it straight up looks like there's a line in the sand. It straight up looks like it reminded me of the shot in The Exorcist where, I mean, obviously this is a completely different thing, but just the showdown of,
Oh,
you know the shot I'm talking about
Yeah, the
with
priest
Pazuzu and the
and-
priest?
yeah.
Like, I love that this looked like a showdown, like Freddy versus Jason. And again, I think I've said it how many fucking times? It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And the
Mhm.
ranger shoots him.
Mhm. And there's like a red flashing light from the vehicle, and it's lighting up the ranger's face intermittently because it's flashing, and it just is such a cool looking visual.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. It is beautiful indeed. And the ranger shoots him. I love how it's like you're setting the scene so beautifully. And I'm like, and then the ranger shoots him. I'm just like getting right to the point. I'm the long story short.
It's great.
The ranger shoots him and tells Chris he's not dead. He's just slowed down. So they have to wrap him up. This is what the ranger is directing them to do. They have to wrap him up, take him to the old fire tower. It's the only ground that will hold him. So that's why he was buried there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Now the ranger tells them the stories that they heard are mostly true, but there was one survivor back in the day when all this shit went down. His dad,
Yo, I love the lore.
the ranger's dad.
Mhm.
10 years ago, when Johnny awoke and killed everyone that the ranger loved, the ranger was the one that had to do what his dad did and put Johnny down. So he's already been through this.
This is the lineage here.
Yeah.
We got like, this is like he's kind of our Tommy Jarvis a little bit.
Okay. Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Just, you know what I mean? I like
He's
that.
just not going to be in the sequel, probably.
No.
Yeah.
No. But I love that there's like lineage here and there's
Yeah.
like history. And I just love all the nods to our slashers.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
so Ranger here is going to do it all again. He here is the man with a plan.
Mm-hmm.
But then they get too close to the body and Johnny ends up grabbing the barrel of the shotgun.
It's so drawn out too because basically what's happening here is the three of them are standing next to the body. Johnny, for all intents and purposes, is laid out. Ranger explains, yo, he ain't dead. Don't worry, he's gonna wake back up. But I need you to chain up his feet. All right. Grab those chains from the fucking gimmick, bring him over here, wrap up his legs. We are gonna take him to the old firehouse
Fire
tower and we're gonna bury him because that's the only way that he's gonna stay down. So what I need you to do is do that. Colt's like, yo, I'm too scared to do that. I can't do it. And I
Yeah.
loved that. I loved that there's realness here. He's like, I'm scared. So the ranger goes, okay, I'm going to hand you the shotgun. And then he says to him, you need to stop shaking. Your
Yep.
hands are shaking.
Which is so realistic.
It's so it's so small, but it's like the tension building because you're sitting there. You know Johnny's about to wake up. We're in very close proximity. The shotgun is the barrel rifle, whatever the fuck it is. It's right near Johnny's body. And he says to Colt, this is the ranger. He says, all right, I'm going to give this shotgun to you or the gun to you in 3 seconds.
When he counts down, I'm like, oh, fuck.
But what a build.
Yeah.
Because we know what's going to happen. We just don't know when it's going to happen. And there's just this slow build and it's a 3, 2, 1, goes to hand it off. Johnny grabs the shotgun.
Yep.
Oh, it's done so well because we know it's coming in yet. I was like, no. I actually wanted the ranger to survive.
Yeah.
I actually started rooting for him.
Yeah.
And he's been on screen for what? Maybe 5-10 minutes? Ugh, love it.
But Johnny grabs that barrel of the shotgun. He crushes the ranger's hand in the process. The ranger's yelling for the kids to get out of there, and they do.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny gets on top of the ranger. He crushes his spine.
Dude, paralyzing him.
He's paralyzed now.
Mm-hmm.
And this,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I know I said Aurora was the most fucked up shit I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Aurora is like, how do I even describe this? Between Aurora and the Ranger,
Mm-hmm.
they're both so different in the way that they are killed. They're both so visceral and fucked up in different ways. Aurora's like over the top,
Mm-hmm.
crazy visual. Like this
Mhm.
is so gory, but it's like over quickly. The Ranger, this shit lingers and it was done intentionally.
Yes, it was absolutely done intentionally. Mm-hmm.
So
do you want to set the stage for it?
Yes.
Okay.
So the camera stays on the Ranger's face as Johnny walks away. And we just hear an engine start.
Dude.
He goes into like a barn.
Yeah, it's like a shed and he turns on some machine. Okay. So we can hear the rattling of the machine. Now, the ranger has not made a sound this whole time. He lets out the softest little whimper here when the machine turns on.
Yeah.
And knowing he is paralyzed, the only thing he can do is look around.
Only his eyes are moving. That's it.
Dude, he has nowhere to go, nowhere to run.
Yeah.
And now this machine is on. And I would guess, I don't know, I'd bet my money that the ranger knows exactly what fucking machine just turned on.
Oh, yeah. He does. He has to. And unfortunately, those kids really did run away, unfortunately for the Ranger, because they could have tried to help here, but
God, it's so sad.
Johnny comes back, sticks the hook in the Ranger's chest, and drags him into this barn. Fortunately, this description, like I am going to describe it to you, but it's not going to linger as much as this scene does.
Mm-hmm.
So he demonstrates this machine basically in front of the Ranger.
Because the ranger's, like, he kind of dumps his body and the ranger's head is facing the machine.
Right. And so this is a log splitting machine.
Yes,
is what it is.
It's an industrial log splitter.
This blade slowly goes down and cuts this log in half, splits a log in half the long way.
And it almost looks like the end of a ginormous axe.
Yeah. It's a huge blade,
Yeah.
but it's going so slow. I was like, did they really go that slow? Because that's really fucking slow.
Mm-hmm.
So after he demonstrates, I feel like Johnny wanted to make sure it works. Like, let's see how sharp this blade is. I'm just going to cut this log real quick.
I thought he was like, hey, Ranger, see your beautiful body? This is what I'm about to do to it.
Oh, like he's mentally torturing him.
Mhm.
Because remember, the Ranger put Johnny in the ground 10 years ago.
And so did his father.
And so did his father.
So now this is like in the family.
Oh, so it makes sense why he wants to torture the Ranger more, but fuck. Okay.
Yo, it's crazy.
So he puts the Ranger's arm in the machine first. He just like sets his arm over, just sets it right in the line of the blade. Okay. The Ranger is alive. He's awake, but he is not responding. Only his eyes are moving.
Wait, can he feel anything if he's paralyzed from the neck down?
I don't know.
I really hope he can.
I hope he can't.
Oh, I hope he can. But you still know what's happening to you, man.
Yes. No, it's so fucked. It's fucked. So it chops his arm off, is the long story short. It's very slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, okay, I also forgot to mention this. When I heard the engine start, I thought he was going to throw him in a wood
Of
chipper,
course, yes,
you know? But
definitely.
I do like that. Number one, they made it a little different. Number two, they kept with the logging theme,
Yeah.
right?
Hey, listen, we're on brand.
Right. Or I thought it was going to be a chainsaw. I like that they went a different direction, even though this is really fucked up to watch. So Johnny then, after his arm is chopped off, puts the ranger's neck on the line. He drags his body so his
Literally.
neck is right on the line, literally and figuratively. Oh my gosh. So this whole shot looks like it's done in one take, which is nuts.
It's a long, like, tracking shot, kind
It,
of. That's the feel.
yes, it's of
Mhm.
course not done in one take because then that actor would be dead.
Sure.
But
But the way that it feels like it is.
I think what happens is Johnny walks across the camera and that's where they cut to the dummy.
So
But
beautiful.
it's done so well that you don't see it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like the camera didn't move that whole time, which makes it feel so much scarier because it feels so much more real.
Mhm.
But long story short, Ranger gets his head chopped off.
Yeah, dude, it's disgusting. Like, it's uncomfortably slow.
It's unsettling
It's unsettling. I
because you are rooting for the Ranger. At least, like, I don't want him to die like that. Fuck.
No, I'm with you 100. To be honest with you, they do such a good job of making you give a shit about everyone in this movie, even though we're seeing it from Johnny's POV. Chris Nash talks about this scene specifically and how he really wanted the scene to play very long. He wanted it to almost get boring and to bore the audience with grotesque violence. And
Mhm.
he just goes on to say that he just found it really interesting to have such a spectacular death or spectacle of a death and it being so like meandering.
Yeah. And also, the way that it's shot makes you feel like you're there with the Ranger.
1,000,000%,
He's
yes.
paralyzed and you're stuck here watching it happen in slow motion.
Dude, I feel like every single kill outside of the two, like even Chuck though, even Brody getting pulled under. There's an emotional like sting in every single one of these kills. And I don't know, did you feel that way?
Yeah.
That's hard to do in a
It's
slasher.
the way that it's set up. It is hard to do in a slasher because it's not like we get a huge backstory on these kids either. I think they do such a good job with the banter
Yeah.
and just, I don't know,
Well,
playing
the lack of humanity in these kills.
and playing to our humanity and our empathy for the way that they're selling it,
That's
basically.
it,
Yeah.
dude. Because at the end of the day, these are humans, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I can feel how terrified you are. I can see how scared you are.
I put myself in the movie a lot,
Mhm.
which I understand why you don't like those movies that make you feel existential dread if you're actually feeling it yourself. I like it because I can then disconnect from it after and I go,
Mhm.
that's not mine. But
I wish I could do that. Not me, man. I'm like, oh, well, we're depressed now.
but
Right.
but it also fucks me up watching scenes like this because I am feeling it. Not the physical pain, obviously, but I'm really like my empathy is just going through the roof and it's
Yeah.
upsetting me on a different level to where I have to remind myself, this isn't real. This isn't real.
Right. No, 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 no. I'm totally with you. I'm with you 100%. I find, well, yes, it affects me differently, but in the same kind of way, but
Yeah.
differently. Like, it doesn't upset me the way that those other dread-filled
Right.
movies do. Those
Yeah.
ones are just a whole new level of not for me.
But Johnny goes outside now after he's done and he
Uh-huh.
hears Colt yell, "Come on, Johnny, what are you waiting for?" Very, I know what you did last summer.
This is
Wait,
kill 7 or
did I
kill
say the
8?
right, did I say the right movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, this is kill. What do we say? 5 and 6 were Troy and Evan.
This is 8,
Yeah.
right?
Wait,
Yep.
5 and 6, 7.
Ranger was the 7 and Colt is the 8.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Colt is gonna be number 8.
Oh, Colt. Oh, Colty. I felt bad for Colt here, man.
You
I was not expecting this at all.
You didn't know you were getting a math lesson on this podcast, did ya? So we can hear, and so can Johnny. I loved this part. We can hear Chris and Colt whispering, "You've got to keep quiet. This is the only way to stop him. I'll be back, I promise." This is Colt telling Chris this.
I'll never let anything happen to you, I promise, but I really need to cause a distraction here.
Yeah, very slasher,
And-
very common.
And you don't want Colt to die here.
No, I like Colt.
We like Colt.
I like Colt and Chris.
I like them both.
Yeah,
But we can only have a final girl.
sorry. Okay. This is so much funnier hearing this from the killer's perspective. One of my huge pet peeves in movies is when someone is supposed to be hiding from a killer and you can hear
Dude.
them fucking whimpering when they're covering their mouth
This
and they're going,
Not me, man. Oh, I would be like,
I would push that person out in front of the killer like, you're not getting me caught, bitch.
I'm not lying to you. I think I would do the same thing.
That
Or
drives
I would
me-
knock them out. I'd be like, you gotta go.
Shut the fuck up. Like, why are you making sounds? It drives me crazy.
This is why you and I'm convinced we would survive a slasher because both of us are like, when it comes down to business, like we get on the same page and we're just like we would be quiet in a closet.
Look, logic, ADHD, and feminine rage is why we would survive a slasher.
Oh my gosh, we would totally survive a slasher.
Hell yeah. Anyway, so Johnny is just standing there waiting.
Mm-hmm.
They build it up. There's a pause. Suddenly, because it's like we're building to this big grand finale, the showdown, right? Between the final girl, final people, whatever, and the killer.
Mm-hmm.
Colt jumps out with the heroic, "Come on, you ugly son of a bitch." Johnny immediately turns around and sticks his axe in his fucking face.
Dude, they cut to the dummy so fast here. And I only noticed because I've watched it like 5 times.
Yeah.
That
It was so fucking funny. I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming. The first time I saw this, I audibly gasped because I did not see that coming. It was so fast.
And you know what else? I'm just realizing this as we're talking about it. The way they contrast the kills, I think, is why we're so caught off guard even more so. So like from Brody, you're lured. You have to watch it from a distance. There's pauses. And then Aurora is like, oh my gosh, what the fuck is happening? And then from the Ranger, where you're like disturbed. And then you get like almost like a comedy kill.
Yeah. The pacing is just like, it's
Yeah.
done so well. It's done so well. And I really loved that it didn't work.
Yeah.
Immediately. It wasn't even like a little bit.
This is what I was saying earlier. They really subvert every trope. They just flip it all on its head. And I love it.
Dude, it's so great. So it's so great. So he's dead, right? I couldn't even believe it. I actually, I saw it in theaters the first time, but when I was doing the rewatches,
Yeah.
I had to rewind it because I was like, hold the fucking phone.
Yeah.
Did Colt just get taken out that fast?
He did.
It's done so well.
Yeah. And Chris is just watching this from behind Johnny.
Okay. Her cell. She is holding a bear trap and a thing of gasoline tank. And she's standing there. And Johnny, it's not enough that Colt got an axe to the head. His body falls to the ground and Johnny takes the axe and he is just going to town.
It's exactly how I was going to describe it.
On Colt's body, man. And Chris is just standing there watching this. And her cell is so real.
It's such a long scene of him just whacking Colt's body over and over and over. And Chris is in shock.
I'd pee my pants for sure.
It goes on for a comical amount of time. Chris had 3 business days to get away here.
She was in shock.
She was.
Imagine. I was thinking about my friend Luke. He's one of like my best friends ever. Or like Mark, any of my guy friends, Brian, like the people that I love.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it as it was like watching the scene. Like, how would I sell that? Because in real life, you can't even believe what's happening. But I like that it's like she almost snaps out of the trance and like realizes halfway through that Johnny's very distracted.
And also that she probably has no fucking chance.
At all. But she takes the necklace off
Mm-hmm.
and very quietly, oh my God, I was like holding my breath.
Yeah.
She just very quietly puts the bear trap down, puts the gasoline tank down, and puts the necklace on the gasoline tank. And ever so carefully, she starts backing off.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the tension.
Yeah. I was waiting for him to turn around and chase her. Right?
So was I.
She does eventually start running, but first she's just going very slow.
So slow. And as like the sun sets and she's running through the forest, dude,
Oh my gosh.
the sounds. First of all, I don't know if I've said this in the pod, but like, I do not fuck with the woods. I do not fuck with the forest. I do not camp. Getting lost in the forest is one of my biggest fears. Unless I am with a guide or someone who knows exactly where they're going and what they're doing, I
Yeah.
do not mess with the forest, man. You get lost in the woods and you are not a survivalist, like you are fucked.
Yeah, and she is running for so long that
Ugh.
when nighttime falls, the woods sound crazy. Like,
So
it
scary.
straight up sounds like she's in the Amazon rainforest.
It does, and I love it because when you're scared, all of that gets amplified. Everything in your surroundings
Mhm.
becomes even scarier, and they do that so well.
Yeah.
She keeps kind of moving, and as she's running, we in the distance can hear Johnny is still approaching her. We're getting the thudding a little bit. We're getting the sound of the flies a little bit. Like we know that he's on the prowl,
Yep.
and it doesn't seem to matter how far she's gone, how much
Mhm.
she's moving. We still hear the thudding coming towards her. Now, is it actually him or is it in her brain? We don't know at this point.
Right.
We don't know.
Yeah, I was like, does she keep ending up back at Johnny? That's what it sounds like. But I don't think that's what's
I
happening.
don't think that's what's happening. I think it's meant to be very disorienting. And it's that thing of like when you're looking into the dark and you're just like, am I seeing that? Is that coming? That's the vibe that I got from it.
Yeah, I also think it represents PTSD.
100%.
She keeps hearing the whacking.
100%.
She's fucking traumatized.
Big time, big time, big time. She, in her running, she ends up falling. She lets out a little scream, and we see here that a branch is sticking right in her leg, like through her leg. She has to pull that branch out of her leg,
Mhm.
and then she manages somehow to get back to her feet. And she's been running all night because now it's daytime.
You know, when I was a kid, I thought no monsters or bad guys or whatever could get you in the daylight. And I think it's because a lot of movies do it that way, where it's
Mhm.
like you just have to make it till dawn,
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Yeah, that's why it's so scary when it is daytime and shit's going down.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're going to be protected by the light. Like you feel like you're going to be protected. That's why you
Y-
turn a light on in the dark,
Yeah.
right?
You can be seen, you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Now, will that happen for Chris? Let's find out.
Ooh, boy.
So she eventually finds a road. She starts limping down this gravel.
Mm-hmm.
We cut to her pretty much stopped in the middle of the bigger road later on.
And she's just staring ahead.
That freaked me out because I didn't understand what was happening at first. I think
Mm.
she's just exhausted.
She's exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's tired and shocked. She's been going all night. She's a huge fucking gash. She's probably losing lots of blood.
Yeah. The road is much bigger, so she's made it pretty far at this point. She does start walking again, but you can tell that she's hurting. And then finally, you see a car in the distance, and she starts screaming and limping a little faster,
Oh,
begging this truck to stop.
dude, the tension building here is unbelievable. It's palpable. We know Johnny is somewhere, but we don't know where, man.
From now until the end of this fucking movie, I was holding my breath.
Dude, okay. So this woman is driving this truck and she pulls over to the side of the road and she does help Chris. Again, we know Johnny's somewhere here, or at least we think. So there's a lot of tension. We also hear them, but it's through almost this like disorienting fishbowl sound, like they're underwater.
Yeah.
And we can hear the woman is kind of like, "Are you okay? What happened to you?" And she's helping Chris.
Yes. So she's credited as the woman. And this is Lauren Marie Taylor, who plays Vicky in Friday the 13th, Part 2.
That is the best Easter egg ever.
She gets killed by Baghead Jason in that one.
Great installment of Friday the 13th, by the way. That might be one of my favorites.
So she does help Chris and she helps her in the car. They
Mhm.
start down the road.
It's so uncomfortable, dude.
Okay, I didn't even think they were going to get that far. I didn't even think that they were going to get in the car and drive away.
We also hear the sounds of the flies again here. Are we really hearing it? Is Chris just imagining it? We are in the woods,
Right.
and you do hear flies and shit in the woods.
Because here's the thing, she's limping. Johnny could have followed her this far.
1,000,000% yes.
But now that they're driving away, I'm like, okay, I feel a little better.
A
right?
little, but
For now.
also,
A little better. But here, okay. We see them in the car. They're just riding in silence for a while. There's an awkward silence. Eventually, they do start chatting because the woman's asking her questions. She's like, you got to stay with me. And asking her what happened to her, Chris tells the woman an animal attacked her.
oh, and Chris is like very quiet. Chris is very a woman of few words here.
She's in shock. She's
Shock.
traumatized.
Yeah.
She also doesn't really feel like, hey, girl, so this is what happened. All my friends are dead.
She looks very exhausted, and it's interesting that she goes with animal attack
Mm-hmm.
because I always thought in slashers, like, how do you relay that to the authorities?
Right.
Like, especially something like Johnny.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was interesting because why would she feel like she couldn't tell this woman a man was attacking me? Right? Unless she thinks that she could be connected. Or she just was in shock and she didn't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think there's like so many different things. I also wondered, I mean, based off this conversation. So basically, Chris kind of says to say that it's an animal attack.
Yeah, the woman, she
Mm-hmm.
starts telling the story
Mm-hmm.
about her brother.
Yes, Bobby.
I just have to say though, this whole thing stressed me out because she would not stop talking.
Yeah.
I was so stressed
Mhm.
because the whole time I'm thinking, okay, is this going to end up being Johnny's fucking sister?
That's definitely how they were painting it.
It feels like it's going to be a Jason Voorhees moment. I was like, she's a little too young to be his mother, probably, but maybe the sister, maybe she's connected somehow. I'm just waiting for it to drop, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she's talking about Bobby, her brother, that he was a game warden and he got mauled by a bear.
Mm-hmm. Like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because 10 years ago, Johnny was alive.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they're definitely setting it up to feel this way, right?
And I also think throughout this whole conversation that she's talking about Johnny. She's just using the bear in place of Johnny. And
Okay.
I feel like it's that thing of like, I know. Do you know? Do you know that I know? Do I know that you know? Do we know the same thing? That's how
So
it felt to me.
So you think she was, in fact, talking about Johnny and not a
Yes,
bear?
I think she was.
Okay.
Because they talk about the town folks being all hush hush and pretending like nothing happened. And I feel like she was almost like, I know what happened to you.
Do you know?
Do you know what happened to you? Or do I? It was just like having a conversation with somebody where two people know what they're talking about, but they're not admitting to each other. They know what. That's how it felt to
Yeah.
me.
Do you think there's a possibility that she is relaying a story that she heard from her brother that the town folks are keeping it hush hush and even she thinks it's really a bear?
It definitely could be.
But the girl knows, Chris knows that wasn't a fucking bear, girl.
I think it can play either way.
Yeah.
Because the lady comes across mixed to me. She comes across ambiguous to me.
Yeah.
And they do that on purpose for sure.
Right. So this is what she says.
Mm-hmm.
Her brother was a game warden. He got mauled by a bear, is the long story short. But what happened was this bear was ripping animals apart and not eating them, which is very unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
So Bobby, her brother, was tracking it.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up getting attacked by this bear. He almost dies. So basically, he almost drowns in a lake, and the bear did not leave him alone until he thought he was dead. That was the only time the bear moved on. And it's such a long story. I was like, oh my gosh. And it's intentional. Once again, they want you to sit with that discomfort, just waiting for that other shoe to drop. And they were never able to find this bear. So the lady's long story long is that you're going to be fine, girl. Like, my brother was attacked by a bear and you look way better than that. And she talks about how some animals, when they're sick, they kill for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this phenomenon called hen house syndrome, and it is real.
Hmm.
It's something seen in predator animals where they keep killing more than they can eat, which they don't normally do,
Mm-hmm.
or they simply abandon them. They don't store it for later or anything. And it's unknown why some animals do this, but they may stop at any time once they feel fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not for a logical reason. It's just because it's in their nature, in a violent nature, if you will.
I love it.
This is, of course, a direct metaphor for Johnny, if she wasn't talking about him literally.
I think so, absolutely, for sure. And I think she's talking about him. I really do. But
I would also argue Johnny does have a reason because they stole his necklace.
so, okay. How many times have we watched this now? 5? I sat there the last time I watched it when I was doing my notes, and I was like, okay. Bobby tells his sister, the lady, that animals don't get too caught up in the reason for why they're killing. The animals don't think about the reason for that.
Yeah.
And she's kind of saying there is no reason. So because it just ends after this, is it like, are you just saying that things are just violent because they're violent? Because I felt like Johnny had reasons to be violent.
I think that what she's explaining here is why Johnny was killing everyone in his path that didn't have anything to do with the locket. I think that explains why he was so violently killing the rest of the kids, even though Troy was the one and the ranger, he had motive there. But everyone else had to die in his path just because.
He's destructive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. I love that.
That's what I took from it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so Chris starts to fall asleep after this story.
Yeah.
And the woman is trying to wake her up. So
Oh.
also, while she's talking, I was thinking, while the woman is talking, I'm like, are you genuinely just trying to be like, hey girl, like I want to make sure you're still with us?
I think she
I
was.
think she was, but I just couldn't tell at first. And I loved that feeling because I'm like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, it definitely feels weird.
Yeah. So she notices that Chris's leg is bleeding really bad and she pulls over on the
Oh.
side of the road. So you're like, why are you randomly pulling over here?
Oh, dude,
But it also,
Chris freaking out here. I was like, girl, I would be
same.
freaking out too.
She's like, please take me to the hospital. No, 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 don't stop, don't stop. But she's like, the woman says, I have to stop this bleeding, which also is logical. Like, you're not going to make it to the hospital if you bleed out.
No, it's logical, but like, okay. Oh, it's so good. The woman comes out of the truck and walks around the front and goes over to the passenger side where Chris is sitting and kneels down in the most vulnerable position. She's almost on her, like crouching down, back to the forest. Chris is looking into the forest
Yeah, because the woman's going to wrap like a tourniquet around her leg.
and she's just staring into the forest, waiting for Johnny to come. We hear the flies buzzing a little bit, and it's so long and drawn out. And the whole time you're just waiting for Johnny to pop out of the woods, man.
I was holding my breath the whole time.
Oh my God.
Then we see the bear trap. We go back to that scene.
Mm-hmm.
We see a panning shot of the bear trap and the gas can,
Mm-hmm.
and the necklace is gone.
The necklace is gone, dude.
And that is the end of the movie.
It's amazing.
I'm so glad that they didn't do a jump scare there because I keep using the word subverted, but I just think it's a great word. And they're flipping so many of the horror tropes. You know, they don't have to do that final jump scare from the killer like Randy lays out in Scream, right? And also, I was thinking, please don't do a jump scare here because logistically, you just drove for so long. We know that Johnny only walks.
Mhm.
There's no way that he caught up to you at this point.
Yeah, I feel like it would have cheapened the ending
Yeah.
if there was a jump scare.
I think it was perfect that they didn't do that.
I agree. There was a very different ending originally, though. Would you like to hear about it?
Yes.
Okay. So the original ending was going to be a lot more cinematic in the sense that it was something about there was a kill on the lake and it was going to be one big take. There was going over the water. There was just like a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they couldn't make it happen. And so Chris, I'm going to make sure that I definitely put this in the show notes because these interviews were really, really insightful. But Chris talks about how they had to shoot this one scene over and over. And he had this stylistic idea for the finale of the film. It was really intended to have these big buildings set on fire. And like, it was just supposed to be this big grandiose ending. And I just thought it was really interesting that he kind of talks about it and he's just like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. But it's like, basically he's saying like, time was running out. Things were fucking hitting the fan. Nothing was working the way that we wanted. We had to change the ending. And he credits Nate Wilson, who also worked on the film, to help him figure out the ending.
Okay.
And how he kind of like talked about here that even though the ending wasn't what he intended, it wasn't what he planned, it worked out beautifully. And that's kind of how the universe does its thing. It's like you can try to fit this in a square hole, is whatever the fucking expression is.
Square peg in a round hole or something. I don't know.
Whatever it is. You can try and try as you might. But if that's not the way it's supposed to go, that's not the way it's going to go. And it
Yeah.
ended up working out really, really well. So I thought that was interesting. And they had such a low budget and to create such a fantastic film and reimagine the slasher, which is just like, how do you do that in 2024?
Yeah, and they did it so well. And I think the twist, quote unquote, in this movie is that it was a homage to 80s slashers while simultaneously flipping all those tropes. Like you wrote a love letter to them and also did something that was your own.
Yeah.
And I think that's so cool.
I love it. And I think, I mean, he's a great director. I thought, gosh, man, what a film. It bums me out when anyone says that. Like, I've heard people say, like, yeah, but there's so many long tracking.
Oh, it's too slow.
It's slow. And it's like,
Don't piss me off.
don't piss me off. Listen, give it a shot. If you've not seen In a Violent Nature, if you haven't seen it, it is a Shudder original. It is streaming on Shudder right now. It's worth the watch. It's so good. It's just beautiful. You could even put no sound on and just have it playing. It's just a beautifully. I love nature, and that's so much of the film.
This is the nature documentary you have on the background for Toby.
All right.
When you play something for him on the TV. Okay, I also want to mention Chris, our final girl. She does survive, obviously. And she survived after dawn.
Okay, and real quick, the ending credits, the song plays over it. It's called the Black Fly song, and the lyrics are just hilarious. And one of the lines is something about mentioning the woods in northern Ontario and how there are flies.
Perfect.
It's so perfect and so Canadian.
Okay. Before we move on to the Patreon extended, I have to ask you at least one question because I know we have fun facts. We're going to save it for the Patreon extended. But this ending, do you think that it means that Johnny took that necklace and he's satisfied with that and he's going back to his resting place? Or do you think that he won't stop until he completes his massacre and he's going to continue chasing Chris?
I think he took the necklace and I think he went back into his little hole.
His little hole. That's what I want to believe.
I think it is. I think that's what happened. Only because we're hearing it secondary that giving back the necklace won't stop him. That's what the ranger says.
Yes.
However, we don't know if the ranger even knows that.
Right. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know that. Maybe he handed him back the necklace and Johnny still killed someone because they were right. Who knows, right? We don't know. But
also it must be weighing on Johnny that every single time there's one survivor, right?
Does he really give a shit as long as he has his necklace back?
I don't know.
Because that's what at the end of the day, the necklace is what's driving him. It's symbolic. It's his mom. It's, it matters to him.
Yeah.
And I think, like you were saying, him going and just like killing everything in his path to get to that necklace. The necklace is the ending point.
That's how I feel.
That's how I feel.
Though then I was thinking, okay, so when the woman is telling the story about the bear and says that her brother, like he almost drowned, he was resuscitated. The bear only left him alone when he thought he was dead. So I was like, okay, is that a correlation to Johnny saying that like he's not going to stop until he knows that she's dead? But also, how far out of the woods can he go? Or is he like Jason? Like, is he going to go to Manhattan and then to hell and then to space? We don't know.
To be honest, I would be here for that.
That's where all the sequels go.
They just here follow.
For it. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I think it's open ended on purpose, right? I think it's left for us to decide. But I like to think that he just took the necklace and was like, you know what? I'm tired.
You know what? I'm going back to my grave.
You know what?
Chris, you can be a final girl. I also love that she was a final girl by saying, fuck this, I'm out.
Oh, dude, me too. I thought she was I love a smart final girl.
Yeah. We love smart characters, period.
Absolutely. And I have to say, I'm so happy we covered this film. I've wanted to for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we did.
Me too.
I know I gushed about it a lot, but I'm just like a massive fan of it.
I feel like you should not apologize for gushing about it. You should.
I also really love Shudder originals.
Me too.
There's so many.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I have to talk about some in the Patreon extended.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you publicly what they are because I want you to go watch them. One is The Wailing. And then two is I just watched, it's a new one, Whistle. They're very different.
Okay.
But similar in some ways. I'm going to get into that in the Patreon extended.
I've heard of The Wailing, but I've never seen it.
Okay. Did you see Whistle?
I've never seen either of them.
We're going to talk about them a little bit without giving spoilers, but
I love that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
I sure did.
Yay, we're on social media. Can you tell we're slap happy? We're on social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, at Chainsaw Girls Pod. We're also on YouTube where we, what is this, a premiere every Monday at noon? That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
You can hang out, watch the show, talk to other people that are also watching the show. We also have an email address. You can shoot us an email if you have any requests for movies you want us to cover. If you just want to say hello, chainsawgirlspod@gmail.com. We also have a Patreon, and we shout out our top tier patrons, and we're going to do that right friggin' now. Here we go. Jeremy M., John M., David G., John M. again, another John M. We got Jonathan W., Rob V., David T., Heather D., Franchise Driller, aka Ryan, Millie C., Adrian G., Chris S., Alexis T., Adam B. L., and James C. Thank you so much for being our top tier patrons. We appreciate you guys to the moon and back.
Okay, bye.